tonight. And
I hope they do better than they've been doing.
Boy, it's crazy start, isn't it?
Yes, it has been. Really, really weak start considering, they made the playoffs last year. And but playing the Pelicans, which is the one team that's possibly worse in the West than the Mavericks.
Oh, gosh, don't say that. Isn't that that's a terrible thing to look for, huh? The worst team that –
I know it.
But, and it's funny, too, because whenever the Mavericks are doing well, the other teams are not doing well. Like, look at the Cowboys, 10-1 for Pete's sake.
Oh, I know. That was always my theory, that the Mavericks and the Cowboys couldn't do good at the same time. Although, there for a while, the Rangers and the Mavericks were doing real well.
It's kind of crazy. But we wish them well tonight. We're going to be here till 7 o'clock. Steve Bruneman going to be here shortly. Trey Harris is the guy that you hear on the other end of that microphone. And Calvin Johnson has the night off. He'll be back with us next week. We're talking about well, as we normally do, relationships. Relationship Roundtable is the name of the program, and we, from week to week, talk about different scenarios and how they unfold for, I guess, best put, parents that have been divorced, and that's over 50% of the population.
Or never married.
Yeah, and I'm sorry?
Or never married.
Absolutely. So consequently, where do the kiddos go? Come Christmas time, come Passover time, we just finished up the Thanksgiving Day holiday. Do they go to mom's family? Do they go to dad's family? Where might they go? And how they decide it, how it might be pertaining to you if you happen to be a single parent and you are trying to figure out where you're going to be going for the holidays with your children. Do they go to your families, or do they go to your ex's family, or a combination? We'd love to hear from you. Our number is 888-787-5543. Again, that's 888-787-5543. If this is a scenario that you've been a part of over the years, give us a call. We'd love to hear what you have to think about this and what has worked for you in the past, or if it's a new situation for you, what you plan to do this coming December. In the meantime, we do have our two authorities. Both are divorce attorneys. I'm talking about Trey Harris and Steve Bruneman. Steve will be here in just a matter of a minute or two, but how about it, Trey? What comes to mind when I say, where do we go? Do we go to mom's family? Do we go to dad's family? They're not together anymore, so what's the story?
Well, the Texas Family Code is actually pretty specific on certain holidays: Thanksgiving, Christmas, spring break, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and summer. Those are the ones that are specifically addressed in the Texas Family Code. And in the Family Code, there is actually provisions for you get the first half of Christmas or the second half of Christmas, depending on where you fall, whether or not you're the custodial parent or the non-custodial parent.
Does it matter who goes first, or is that just a flip of the coin for the parents that are involved, right?
Well, it's decided by the Family Code. They actually have the...
No, but I mean, who goes first? You say one gets one half and one gets the other. Is it up to the parents, or is that in the Family Code as well?
It's in the Family Code.
Really?
It actually, you have provisions for non-custodial parents, for custodial parents, and if you can't otherwise agree, then that's what you're left with.
Interesting.
Yeah,
interesting.
And it alternates every year. So.
Yep.
Steve Bruneman has just stepped into the studio. We said you weren't here yet. You're going to be here in a minute or two, and suddenly you're, voila! Happy Thanksgiving, a couple of days late.
You guys too.
Well, what about it? We said that over 50% of the population today is getting divorced, is in a divorce situation. So come holiday time, what do the kiddos do? Do they go to mom's family? Do they go to the dad's family? And Trey was sharing with us that, hey, it's set in stone in some situations. How about you? Has this always been a problem in the past, or for the most part, parents pretty good about saying, okay, we'll spend some time here, we'll spend some time there, and how does it work?
In functional divorces,
okay,
it's parents tend to work it out. I mean, as Trey said, it's in your divorce decree, and the code says when the parent who's primary or the sole managing conservator has, this holiday schedule, and the possessory conservator or non-primary has the alternating opposite schedule. So it's all set. However, some people deviate. Some people split the day, like Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day, in half, so they can each share, with the children. Most don't do that. Parents who have figured out that, okay, they need to get along post-divorce for the benefit of the children, they work out whatever happens to be best, whatever they think is best for the kids, and sometimes deviate from the schedule. But usually, most parents just follow the schedule, and kids get used to it. And I mean, the older they get, the older the kids get, they tend to deviate from it themselves, especially when they're driving themselves when they're 16.
They're off with their own friends. And
sure. And they kind of go back and forth, whatever. So the schedules are only really applicable when the kids are very young. Once they become teenagers, then the schedules tend to lose meaning for the most part.
How about it, Trey? Anything you might add to what Steve just shared with us?
No, the legislature is actually pretty fair on divvying up holidays. It used to be that they exchanged on the 26th, then they bumped it back a few years ago to the 28th of December, and that actually splits the average time off from school with the kids right down the middle, actually. I have a lot of people that want to do the exchange on the 25th, which kind of balances out. You know, one parent gets a little bit more one year, one parent gets a little less, but then it flip-flops the next year. Or you could be like me and my ex and just decide that our son is going to open presents in front of both parents, which is what we do.
Is that the norm?
No.
Does that happen? So
It's
that's
very,
more the
very,
exception than the rule, huh?
It's incredibly rare.
Interesting.
Yeah, my son, he opens presents at one of our respective houses, just kind of wherever he happened to have spent the night that night, and we're all together. And the aunts, uncles, grandparents, they're all invited.
Interesting.
And he usually goes with me after, unless she's got something else to do.
That usually can work until one or both spouses get involved with other people.
Well, she's remarried, and it still works out fine.
Yeah, that's good, and that's rare.
It is. Oh, we're the exception to the rule.
Aren't you both attorneys?
Yes, we sure are.
Well, so you understand the whole idea of what's going on here, right?
And it's just more work for us. And to actually have to break out the family code or our divorce decree, that just sounds like work. And so we just decide whatever. I mean, he's almost a teenager anyway, and it's just kind of wherever he wants to be that night. He actually keeps it pretty fair.
Interesting. And that's your only son. That's your only
That's
child,
our only
right?
son. Yes, sir.
Okay. 888-787-5543. How about you? Are you divorced? Trying to figure out where you're going to spend time this holiday, or more importantly, where your children will be spending time, with you or with your ex? Give us a call at 888-787-5543 and let us know what works in your family, in your situation, as we continue here with our Relationship Roundtable on 570 KLIF.